Metallica. Do I have to say more about them other than just saying their name? Of course I do. Wouldn't be a video without doing so. Anyways, Metallica is one of those bands that sticks out to be one of the greatest metal bands of all time, and a very influential band as well that perhaps has influenced over thousands of metal bands. Yeah, they're that influential. They even created a new subgenre of metal, which is thrash metal, a metal subgenre that after its invention, every other new genre or subgenre of metal that came after it had its stylistic origins traced down to thrash metal. Besides Metallica playing thrash metal, you had other metal bands playing thrash metal as well. Bands such as Slayer, Megadeth, and Anthrax. These four thrash metal bands became known as the Big Four, and they would heavily influence so many bands that will come after them. Now, there were other thrash metal bands besides these four, bands such as Exodus, Testament, Overkill, and tons and tons and tons and tons and tons of thrash metal bands as well. There were a shitload of thrash metal bands in the 1980s, as you can see, but right now I'm just focusing on the four major ones for the movements. Now, these four were extremely important and influential to metal music, but instead of focusing on all four of them for this video, I'll just be focusing on Metallica, the band that started it all. But we're going to talk about Metallica's heavy influence on metal music. We will have to start with their influences. Metallica was influenced by early hard rock and heavy metal bands such as Black Sabbath, Deep Purple, Led Zeppelin, Queen, Judas Priest, AC/DC, Rush, Scorpions, Kiss, Ted Nugent, and Aerosmith. They were even influenced by new wave of British heavy metal bands, or New Wabben for short, bands such as Iron Maiden, Motorhead, Venom, Saxon, Blitzkrieg, Diamond Head, and they were even influenced by early punk rock bands such as Misfits, Killing Joke, Ramones, and the Sex Pistols. Since we got done with listing off all the bands that made Metallica who they are, let's get into these bands as sounds that helped formed Metallica's sound. Now, the bands that influenced Metallica's sound the most were the New Wabben, hardcore punk, and speed metal bands. During the mid to late 70s, many musicians decided to do what musicians ought to do, which is experiment with different sounds by mixing them together so you can make something new and exciting out of it. Many of these musicians were mixing metal and hard rock with punk rock. These musical experiments led to two new genres of metal, which are New Wabben and speed metal. New Wabben was a genre of metal that had a mix of heavy metal, hard rock, punk rock, pub rock, and progressive rock in it. These bands played in a largely organic and uncalculated impulse that infused heavy metal with an immediacy of pub rock and the intensity of punk rock. They implemented to various degrees the crossover of genres that was pioneered by Motorhead. These bands shunned ballads, de-emphasized harmonies, and produced shorter songs with fast tempos and very aggressive songs based on riffs and power chords, featuring vocal ranging from high-pitched wails to gruff and low gruffs. This formed what is known as New Wabben, and this genre would later be used to create the metal genre speed metal. Speed metal is a subgenre of metal that is a mixture of New Wabben, heavy metal, and hardcore punk that features fast, upbeat tempo songs, power chords, fast guitar solos, and melodic soaring vocals. These two music genres proved to be essential to forming Metallica's sound and the sound that they created, which is thrash metal. Though there is one more music genre that would deliver more intensity and the lyrical content of thrash metal and Metallica in general, and that genre is hardcore punk. Hardcore punk is a faster, harder, and a more aggressive form of punk rock compared to other forms of punk rock that influenced the hardcore edge of thrash metal. Another big influence that hardcore punk had on thrash metal was its lyrics. Lyrical-wise, hardcore punk featured an anti-art expressions of masculine anger, energy, and subversive humor. Hardcore punk generally disavows commercialism, the established music industry, and anything similar to the characteristics of mainstream rock, and it often addresses social and political topics with confrontational, politically charged lyrics. All three of these genres of music is what Metallica used to change metal music forever by creating a new style of metal that was introduced on their 1983 debut album Kill 'Em All. And this metal genre would change metal music forever, and this genre is thrash metal. Now, I know already I mentioned thrash metal on this video a bunch of times before, so there's no need to word out that previous sentence like that, but by God, I will, due to the fact that thrash metal is a great genre of metal. Anyways, let us continue this video. Thrash metal is a subgenre of metal music that is characterized by its overall aggression and often fast tempos. The songs usually use fast progressive beats and low-register guitar riffs, overlaid with shredding-style lead work. The lyrics often deal with social issues and criticisms of the establishment, using direct and denominationary language. The genre combined the fast drum beats and attitude of hardcore punk with the double bass drumming, heavy and complex guitar playing of New Wabin, with an aggressive and faster playing that comes from speed metal. The genre also emerged partially as a reaction to the more conventional and widely accepted glam metal, a less aggressive pop music infused heavy metal subgenre, which appeared simultaneously. With all that being said, Metallica used all of this to help completely change metal music forever by leading metal in a heavier and faster directions with lyrics that criticizes establishment that was never seen or heard of before in metal music. Now, I'm sure there may be one or two of people in the comment sections below that would criticize my statement that Metallica pretty much started thrash metal. Some of you may argue that Queen started thrash metal with their song Stone Cold Crazy, which is one of Queen's heaviest and fastest songs that they ever created, but what I said is what I said. But anyways, that is all I have to say about this topic. I hope you guys enjoy this prequel/sequel to the video that I did about how Korn influenced metal music. I may do a sequel/prequel to this video about the granddaddy of all influencers of metal music, and that's Black Sabbath. I probably will do that sometime this year, a video about them. But anyways, before I could do that, I hope you all have a nice life and stay classy. And yeah, I'll do that Black Sabbath video one of these days. It maybe not be right after this. I may do it sometime later this year. I'll have to see. But hope you guys have a great day. And yeah, bye.